figure shows the effect of light on the rate of photosynthesis. So this graph shows the effect of light on the rate of photosynthesis. Based on the graph, answer the following question. At which points A, B or C in the curve light is a limiting factor? What could be the limiting factor in the region A? What do C and D represents in the curve? So generally for photosynthesis, light is not a limiting factor. So light cannot be a limiting factor unless the plant is kept in a shady region or it kept in a dark room. So only then light can become a limiting factor. So the plants which are growing in shade or under tree canopies, so under a big tree. So in such plants, light can be limiting factor, but otherwise light always is not a limiting factor. So in this graph, if you observe the graph A, B, C, so this is the rate of photosynthesis. So the photosynthesis rate is increasing like this and the light intensity is increasing. So here the point A, B, C and D represents fluoride. Now in the graph, the point A represents the least value of photosynthesis because it is less. B and C is present above A. So we can see that A is the region where the photosynthesis is present in the least factor. Means it is having the least value. The rate of photosynthesis is less over here. So maybe in this region light is a limiting factor. But BC is not a limiting factor. And then what could be the limiting factor in the region A? So light can be a limiting factor in the region A. Apart from that, even the other factors will affect the rate of photosynthesis. They can be water, temperature, concentration of carbon dioxide and so on. So these can also be the reason for the decrease in the rate of photosynthesis. So the other regions for the limiting factor could be water, temperature, concentration of carbon dioxide, etc. Now the next question. What do C and D represents on the curve? So what is C and D represents in the curve? Now the point D. So this point D represents the maximum point and gives the light intensity at which the maximum photosynthesis is recorded. Now if you see here, so this is the highest peak. As photosynthesis is increasing, this is the highest peak and from here it becomes constant. So this point, when we join these points, so this is the maximum rate of photosynthesis and this is the maximum limit of light intensity. So point D represents the optimum point and gives the highest light intensity which is providing maximum photosynthesis rate. So when we join these two, the point to where the maximum rate of photosynthesis is reached, so at this light intensity, maximum rate of photosynthesis is being synthesized. So the point D represents the light intensity is maximum over here. And let's see what is C. So if you observe C, the rate of photosynthesis has become constant. As the graph is growing up, it increases and at one point it becomes constant, and even though if the light intensity is increasing also, but the rate of photosynthesis will be the same. So this point C represents that photosynthesis remains constant at one particular time, even though there is an increase in the intensity of the light. So if you observe this line, the light intensity is getting increased. So if light intensity is becoming more, the photosynthesis rate should increase. But that is not happening. The photosynthesis rate has become constant. So that shows that at certain limit, even the light intensity increases also, the rate of photosynthesis remains constant. And that is represented by the point C. So in this question, we learned that at which point A, B or C in the curve, the light is a limiting factor. Since the photosynthesis rate is least at A is a point where light can be a limiting factor. And the other reasons for limiting in the rate of photosynthesis could be water temperature, concentration of carbon dioxide and other things. And D represents the light intensity at which maximum photosynthesis has been taken place. And